Sorry, I was laying a baby down. How are y'all doing today? Let's see. Yeah, Anne, good morning. Went to Molly's in Catoosa. Oh, George Marshall. Good morning. Whew, excuse me. So, I was putting Haston in bed because he fell asleep. He didn't feel real great this morning, so he's napping. Got to go with cough. How are y'all? And how was y'all's weekend? My weekend wasn't terrible, but it wasn't real great because, well, the weather goat ate all of my strawberries and he dumped out all of my squash. So I had to plant squash and knew it was going to be chilly, but if I wouldn't have put it in the ground, it would have all died. It probably still is going to die. It'd be my luck. It's okay. And I've got a broccoli I got to pick. Because look, it's fixing to bloom. So, what did everyone do this weekend? Good morning, Lori. How are you today? And I've already got, there's little blooms on it. I'll have to just clean it up good. If the head of broccoli is still real tight, then it's still pretty edible. This one was starting to loosen up though. Let's if not, it just might not be our day for a life. Who knows? Yeah. Is it doing good now? Yes, no, maybe. Not quite. I don't know. I do need a plant. Hello, Lori from LG Homestead. I'm glad you had a good weekend. So did we, for the most part. We had a slight snafu, but y'all will hear all about that soon enough. Yeah, he got the gate because my gate doesn't shut real good. I need to take one off and raise it or lower it or whatever. He got the gate open and ate my strawberries, ate the roots off of some of my squash plants, ate some of my cabbages. Yeah, not great, but oh well. Okay, well that's difficult because I move around a lot. All right, so we went this weekend. Yes, I'm almost at the 400 mark. It's pretty awesome. Hopefully, I'll have it before the meetup because then I can work on 500 to give myself another goal. But we went to, oh, well, congratulations. But you feel really good getting one graduated. I know my parents were like, yes! I wasn't a bad kid and I did my schoolwork, but who knows? But yeah. Whew. We took a trip Friday to the sale barn and Saturday not to the sale barn. I guess I just needed to be on Wi-Fi. We changed cell phone providers, and that's why I got a new phone. And for some reason, it's just not super clear. But it is cold. I'm going to probably... I was checking my garden. I do it off and on during the day. And I'm fixing to go back in the house. I just need to be on Wi-Fi, I guess. Yes, it is pretty cool. I was actually planning on let's walk over here. I bought a cast iron bathtub, and it's going to go in the garden. That thing weighs like 400 pounds. Maudie watering in the hay. I'm not going to go in there because you will lose service. But I have this dresser, and I've had it for, I don't know, several months. I was going to work on it today. It's really chilly because Friday we got our meat birds, and I'm already tired of them being in the house. So I'm making a brooder for in the rabbit barn. I'm going to go back in, though. It's pretty cold. Everybody see my gigantic broccoli on Instagram? It was huge. That's awesome. And picked some fairly large strawberries. I actually got, this is a pot with a gallon of milk in it to start some more cheese soon. Yeah, so we're on my phone. I really can't do what I want to do and show you guys stuff, but in a way that's a good thing, because then I can be like, look at my video. Not the next one, but the one after. You guys will get to see what we went and got for our trip. So, yeah. Our weekend was eventful and full of stuff. I'm going to sit at the kitchen table. And we did a lot of things. You can probably hear the chickens. There is 41. There was 42. There's always a casualty. After 24 hours, one had died. No big deal. And they're not all for us. I'm going to raise them for a friend and a family member. Hi, Mittens. Yeah. I would show you guys, but it's cold outside, and I really don't want to spend a lot of time out there at the moment anyway. And it gives y'all some anticipation for the video. Look at this. I've been having very little luck. That is a tomato. Yes, it's tiny, but it is a micro tom tomato. My nieces think they're the neatest thing in the world because they're tiny. Quit rubbing on that. You're gonna knock it down. And hopefully I can get 4 of them going. Maybe 5 or 6. Go on. Cat moving things around. No, they're in the living room, actually. Shavings are impossible to get out of the bathtub. I'm telling you from experience. My whole crap piled up in the corner there. My other tote had a big hole in the bottom of it. Well, I guess it wasn't a hole, really. It was a crack. And so I just had to put them in one tote because I didn't want them to leak. Because meat chickens are like ducks. They're terrible. They make a huge mess, and they get wet everywhere. The little things there, I know they've baptized themselves a few times already. But this thing, actually what we went and got, like Auntie Anne's making fun of me, everything goes in the bathtub. But my bathtub is, I can throw a blanket down, I can bleach it out, it goes right back to normal. But what I went to get actually won't fit in the bathtub. And the chickens are not in my bathtub. Although I wish I'd have put them in the bathroom, but they'd still be stinking. I mean, I change that thing twice a day, and it's terrible. But they're going to go outside in that brooder. It's going to be 2 levels, so I can put 20 and 20, or 21 and 20. I started making, let me grab it. Yeah, my bathtub is super deep, so it's perfect. That's Mia has always raised her babies in my bathtub. We tried a swimming pool at first, and Matt even made her a thing, and she didn't like it. The bathtub's perfect because I can just hose it out, throw some bleach, spray it down, and they go. So I started making, these are, I don't even know how big this is, 1 gallon ice cream tubs. This one was given to me because they're handy for like feed buckets or whatever. But I started putting side sippers, and I got them crooked, and that bothers me. But it's all right. I mean, it'll be fine. I can throw the lid on it. I can't get in it, and I can set it on a block of wood to raise this up. And side sippers. I have some of the drinker cups. My big chickens like those really well. Sort of making fun of you. You are making fun of me. It's funny though, because it's true. Yeah, I gotta find another. I like the square ones or the rectangle ones, so I gotta find another one this size. I have one that's got some stuff in it. I can probably steal this stuff out. But it's cheaper than going and buying a bunch of 1 gallon waters. Although they can't get all the way to drink all the way to the bottom, obviously. It still works out better. It reuses some things. These here, if this ever, like, this usually doesn't wear out because I have had some that I put the under nipples on and the drinker cups. And the nipple actually wears out before the tub does, which is kind of neat. But this shouldn't be too tall. I think it'll fit in there. What I'm going to do is have, like, there's 2 sections. There used to be 4 layers of drawers. And I'm going to tear out right. That's my round ones I have are actually Bluebell. This one was given to me for, I think it had, maybe it had beans in it. I don't remember. I have some that had beans in them. And it's sturdy. I like that they're pretty sturdy. These ones are really sturdy, actually. But yeah. Just trying to get things done. Get these guys out of my house. I have 1 radiant heat plate from Cozy Coop. And whenever I do the whole video about the meat birds, I'm not going to do, like, I'll do some little snippets and stuff. But I plan on doing 1 whole video, like, that covers the entire 8 weeks that we have them. And I have 1 radiant heat plate, and it's going to go in the bottom. And then the other on top is going to have a heat lamp with a warm bulb in it. Because the bottom is slightly taller than what the bottom, or the top is slightly taller than what the bottom's going to be. But the heat plate's really neat. It was like $40 at Atwoods. You can actually hang it on something that's wooden, and it's fine. The back side of it is great. But you know how the drawers, like, all the drawers have those bars between them, like the drawer slides in the middle? I'm going to leave the bars, but take the drawer support out. That's okay. I have that one. I think it's like Country Time ice cream or something. I have one up in the laundry room. I have a glue gun in it, and I can put the glue gun in something else. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, I thought it was a good idea. It reuses some things. It keeps things from getting thrown away. and I'm a hoarder a little bit. But I like to try and reuse as much as possible. And the side sippers, I actually bought them. They were trying to clear some out at Tractor Supply one day. And so I bought like 3 packages of them. If I had an enclosed shop, like a totally enclosed room that I could put them in, I would use a playpen. That would be really handy. I don't even have a playpen for Hasten. I did with Wyatt. And it was a hand-me-down. It was pink. It was funny. But I don't even have one with Hasten because he just has always been with me. Or really, he's always been with me. But yeah, I think it is a good idea. You have 2 of them. I don't remember where you're at. I don't think you're far. I don't know. But there's 5 people in here. Who all is in here? Is George still in here? Lori from LG Homestead. Texas. Yeah, so you're not too far. I would hate to find out what shipping is on something that's this odd size, though. Yeah, good morning, the Rusty Pepper. Yeah, see, George is still in here. Trying to figure out who else in here. But yeah, I just like spilled a whole lot of stuff out in like, I don't know, 15 minutes. Yes. They usually sell them pretty cheap. Yeah. The wind is starting to blow. I see that. I'm glad I walked in when I did because I'd be cold right now. Oh, man. So we're going to have a goat roast soon. Nobody's heard. He ate all my strawberry plants, pulled them all up, and luckily I was able to put them back in. Most of them still had roots. He dumped all of my squash plants out of their little squares because I was bringing them in and out, and ate roots on them. He ate my rose bushes I bought. He didn't eat the dahlia. I did buy a dahlia. I think they're pretty. Put one in the garden. Have a perennial. The rose bushes are not going to be in the garden. They're going to be probably in the yard. And so I had to plant all the squash yesterday. And then it was like 40 degrees tonight. I'm like, please don't die. Yes. My niece showed a weather goat this year. And he's a dog. He's pretty dumb. But she knew getting him going into it that he was going to be food because he has no other value except for on a plate. I hate being kind of frank about it. But he can't reproduce or anything like that. And so they brought him over here for us to feed him out for a little while. And then we just haven't had a good time to just butcher him. So that's going to be soon. My one goat that gets out, which is Dolly, she's been absolutely fine. She doesn't get into anything. She doesn't eat any of my stuff. He gets into everything. Eating the roses. He ate all the buds off of the rose bushes. I have a knockout rose and that regular one. Hi, Swarmstead. How are you today, Bruce? It is cold. I'm in long sleeves in Oklahoma. I was bundled up to milk this morning, which is kind of funny. And it was only like 57 degrees, but it was cold because it's been 80 degrees. It is 55 right now and cloudy, so that's always fun. Yeah, look. Ta-da! Bruce, I made this. You should be good on the green beans. I have had really actually fairly good luck. Usually between 50 and 70% germination on seeds that are over a year old when it comes to beans and peppers. Tomatoes, not so much. And everybody says tomato seeds are the hardy ones. And they get stored in the house. It's not like they're out in the weather or anything. So, I don't know. But I know I planted the Trail of Tears beans from last year. And they actually had about a 70% germination, which was great considering I only had about a 80% germination last year with them. Houston area. Ooh, I do not envy you because that driving down there sucks. I mean, still, half is not a bad germination rate, but I also sow mine fairly thick if I know that they're old seeds. It's a chicken water. I got meat birds and they stink. They're going to go outside. I'm building a brooder out of a dresser, Bruce. And it's side sippers because I figured it'd be a little more. I already had them for one. I can just set this on something and raise them up like a block of wood. I got all my other waters on this blocks of wood. Hey, you got to start somewhere. I grew up with a garden. My family always had a garden, and they like to Swampstead. Are y'all getting a lot of rain? I have no idea. And it could just be the type of bean it is, because some of them, they just don't. Oh, Lori called him Swampstead. You could be Swampstead. I'm just telling you. It's all good. It's all good. Let's see. I don't even store them in anything fancy. Like the ones I just stored like I do these, like everything else. They just go in a zipper bag. These are the dragon tongue beans. I still haven't planted them. But that was because we had a lot of rain. And my package got wet that they go in. So I didn't want to obviously leave them in it. The highway towards nowhere. All right. You have fun in the store then, Bruce. So I was really hoping today I could get some of these annual seeds thrown out again. I did plant like the, what's that one? I got a Toya soybean. I don't know anything about it. There's just a few of them in there. And I've got some flowers I'd really like to get in the ground. And I did plant all those carrots. So listen, guys. I planted those Parisian carrots, which are fairly small. They're just eating size carrots. And I'm all for it. I have not successfully grown carrots ever. It's the same thing with broccoli. So I bought some broccoli plants. I did start some and the cat ate them. So when I was hardening them off, he dumped them and they did not survive. So I bought those ones and I'm so glad I did. And the cabbages, which they look so awesome right now. And like so, I picked one broccoli today. But I need to get some more stuff in the ground today. I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, my carrots. So I watch Roots and Refuge, and she says you got to cover your carrot seeds with something to hold moisture on them So I had 2 extra cedar boards. I plopped them suckers down on top of those seeds, and I have sprouts underneath them. And I would have uncovered them for longer today, and I might go out there and uncover them for about an hour again here in a little bit. But my animals make tons of noise. I was worried the cold weather would bother them a little bit. But that's okay. If it does, it does. Then I won't get carrots. I'm all right. Yeah, having space is different. If you don't have it, you might look into green stock planters. I did see that they were on sale this last weekend. I don't know if they still are. And then it would give you a vertical option. And I want to say their 5-tier standard was like $99, $109, something like that, which is really pretty awesome. I personally didn't spring for one because I was spending money on a lot of other things, but I should have. I should have. I was spending money on a lot of other things. I kind of want to wait till I have my porch built so that I can have it on the porch. Just walk out, pick whatever I want off of it. But that'll be a little while. You have deer, I have goats. Hey, I'm all for deer though. You got to remember, that's just where we're from here. Don't threaten me. I'm just kidding. Yeah. I think I'm kind of a little bit wound for sound. I had chocolate milk this morning and chocolate goat milk and peanut butter on biscuits, which I wouldn't have had biscuits if my biscuit container wouldn't have blew up in the fridge. I haven't had time to really make homemade biscuits anymore. Oh. Does anyone have any tips on trying to root a cut flower? I think it's gorgeous. At church, they gave all the mothers roses, and I picked this one for a reason because it's really pretty. So I'd really like to root it. I have it in water. I trimmed the stem down. I think I need to get some rooting hormone, maybe. Who knows? I think it's really pretty, and that's really good. Even the Dollar Tree planters, you can stack them. I stacked mine up 6 high. People say they blow over at 6 high. I've not had any issues. And so I don't know. You don't want gardening tips from me. That's funny. I don't. I usually have coffee. And I didn't set the coffee pot up last night, so I did not have coffee this morning. I was not waiting. There's no sense in making a whole pot of coffee when I drink 1 cup and Matt drinks 4, and Matt was already gone. So I think they have it at Tractor Supply, don't they? We'll have to do that. Cut off the flower, like right here, like snip this big thing off. I did. It had one leaf, which it's kind of sad looking leaf. Yes, I did. I have it at an angle. So, do I need to cut my pretty flower off? I guess it's okay because I can always dry it. But I thought the color was really neat because it's got such a light colored center and a dark. There was a purple one. Chris Clever Crafts. Hello. You're new to the live. This is the most random thing you will ever see on Monday mornings. I promise you. I am like the squirrels in my brain got off their wheels and they are running around like crazy people. We talk about a little bit of everything. I'm generally outside since I got everything figured out. And I really, I want to start on a subject, and I never do. But it is always great to see new people, so thank you for being here. Right now we're talking about how to maybe root this rose, because I thought it was really pretty. They gave it to me at church. And I figure I haven't killed the 2 that I bought, the 2 other roses I bought. So hopefully I can, maybe do good on this one. I have been reading a lot about those sort of things, and I know they take, it's a hit or miss subject, but they usually have to graft pretty roses onto hardier rootstock, like your basic red rose stock, but it has a pretty rose on the top of it. So then you'll have like this one shooter coming out that will be a totally different color. But yeah, this is the most random lives there ever is. I have no subject. I generally try to have subject. If it would have been cooler, or wouldn't have been cooler outside, like I'm used to 90s and I'm in or 80s and I'm in a long sleeve shirt today. Okay, remember I was talking about a squash, like not a squash, an okra here a while back. I said it was a big okra. This is the okra pod that has the seeds in it. Look how big around it is. I don't know what kind it is, but I do know that they told me once you slice it really thin and fry it like squash, like yellow squash. I didn't know if I had ever showed you guys. But yeah, I'm going to have lots of okra this year too. Probably none that I'm saving seed from. So this guy here is going to be pretty valuable. But I've got a few different varieties. I think I got them in this basket. Let me look. I have, no, Cajun Jewel okra. Bruce. You're having a me moment. I got this this is Cajun Jewel okra. And I got it from the Free Heirloom Seed site. Let's see. When you have put the stem in a pot, you can even put a cover over it. Yeah. I know that whenever they were to harvest them to eat, they're not quite this big. But really, I think it's pretty cool, though. It's a huge okra. And the plant that this thing grows off of, I mean, it grows like this. I was impressed with that Clemson okra. It was huge. I bought a rainbow mix, which I had to transfer into, what's that one? Paris Island lettuce. Into a plastic baggie because I left them outside and they got rained off. So, yeah. I have the worst luck with some of these things. I love having a garden, but they say if you trim it once your season's over, if you trim them all the way back, that they grow back great. I do know we used to have a wild rose in the yard. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. Like I said, or back to what I was saying though, if we had a wild rose and I watched my mom cut it as far down as she could get it, and it would never die. She Roundup'd it. She tried Tordon. No, we had a really heavy freeze, and it killed most of it. And so then I think my dad just ripped it out. But it was beautiful. And I really like wild roses because you can save rose hips off of them. Although I've not ever got to, because usually the wild roses around here, the little birds just live in them. And who knows, though. I'm going to try, though. I really am. To get rose hips this year, to do I want to do soap because I have a milk goat. And hopefully whenever I get some freezer space, I might be able to save some milk. So far, I just have to use it. We drink it and we make cheese I make cheese out of it, which is actually pretty good. I haven't filmed but the one, but I've almost got, fingers crossed I can get it today. I've almost got mozzarella figured out. I just cannot get it quite squishy enough, like stretchy and things. But who knows? I would like to make it into a block. Oh, I made butter from goat cream. You have to let it set, milk set for so long, for like, I think it was 4 days before I got enough, there was enough cream accumulated on the top of the milk that I could scoop it. But it was so good. And it's actually a lot saltier tasting without, I did not salt it. It was saltier tasting than regular, like unsalted butter is. Pretty neat. I'm like, I told y'all, the squirrels, they have gotten loose and they go wherever they want. You have a good day too, Anne. Enjoy your company. Congratulations. What are we congratulating? But look, I don't know. So, you guys, thank you for helping me out, especially my friend, the Rusty Pepper. And hopefully I can get this thing to root. Oh, the goat butter. Yeah, I was really surprised. I know they say you really have to have a cream separator, but I guess it's not necessary, which she has a pretty good butter fat percentage from what I've been reading, like how it separated and how quick it did. It seems like she has really good butter fat, because if I combine a day and a half's milk, which would be 1 gallon, into a 1 gallon jar, and then I let it set for 3 days undisturbed, there's a good 1.5 to 2 inches of cream on the top of it, which I wait till I get a whole pint jar, or most of a pint jar, and then I did it. And I'll show you. I have only 1 goat that I milk. I did, whenever I purchased my 3 little girls that I got, like a month ago, a few weeks ago, they are half Nubian. So, or they're all at least half Nubian. There's one that's, 2 of them are Lamacha and Nubian. One of them has ears, one of them doesn't. But I don't plan on milking all of them. Maybe just Maudie and the Lamacha Nubian. But I know it's hard to see because this one had a label on it, but it wasn't like a canning jar, so I was using it to store the butter in it. It is really white in color, and I froze it. It smells like buttered popcorn. It is awesome. But like I said, it's really white. And it takes forever to make butter, guys. I thought it was going to be quicker. I put it in my KitchenAid mixer. I probably need to use the one that's got the 2 beaters next time. But I was just like, well, the KitchenAid's handy because it's right there. I'm going to use the Sunbeam mixer next time because it has 2 beaters. See if that makes a difference. But it literally took me like 3 hours to get this. This was a pint of milk, and I got probably 1/3 of a pint of butter. I don't think it's too bad. Or it was a pint of cream, not a pint of milk. If I had a cream separator, it'd be a lot easier. Oh, so the yellow is just a coloration, or possibly a like a preservative thing. I know they said that this will last a week, or a week in the fridge, or you can have it for up to 6 months in the freezer. Probably not gonna last 6 months. Rusty Pepper. Chris is asking how you're doing. How's your dog? But yeah, I'm gonna sit here and sniff butter because it smells so good. And I frothed it a lot in that mixer thinking it would work. And it didn't. It turned it into like whipped cream, and it was super thick, which then I let it run for a while longer, and it didn't do anything. So I put it in the blender, which my blender is one of those little bullet blenders, because Matt used it to make. You are such a Yankee. Bagel. Yeah, I put it on a biscuit. It smells so good. Oh my gosh, I wish I had smell-o-vision, guys. The next one I make, I'm going to put garlic in it, make garlic butter. And I might do a honey butter. Good Lord. Hey, whenever I do, which I might, that's a good idea. Whenever I make it next time, put my cinnamon and sugar in it for cinnamon toast. Ooh, that'd be so good. But 4 pieces of the whole stick on 4. Yes. I fry my eggs in either bacon grease or butter. There's no in between. There's no ifs, ands, or buts in my house. It's either bacon grease or butter. Bacon grease is like poor people's lard. And I love it. Yeah. I didn't even try. I might get a butter mold. I didn't even try to like make it look presentable. I just crammed it back in here. I'm going to put it back in the freezer before I eat it. I use butter on the pan when I make eggs or bacon. Butter is my pan. That's funny. It's mine too. I butter, like if I make cakes or anything, instead of spraying the inside of the cake pan, I just butter it really good. So I go through like a lot of butter in a month. Probably 5 or 6 pounds of butter in a month, which it seems frivolous, and I always buy real butter. I never buy margarine. Hamburger grease. I've never heard of it. My hamburger is actually really lean because generally we eat deer meat mostly. We have beef because we butchered one, but I have to add stuff to cook it a lot of times because it's super lean. I like to fry cabbage too. Hamburger grease actually sounds good. I mean, I'm not going to deny it. It does smell good, but yes. What are you doing? Okay. Bruce. I do too, and I'm actually probably going to put in a good size order from Missouri Standard. That's going to be mostly butter. Don't judge me, because I want to buy grass-fed butter, and it's hard to find it. Like down here, I am the nearest organic food store is about 30 miles away, which isn't that bad, but they close at 5 o'clock. There's no way I can get right off the school bus at 4:30 and be there before 5. I've never heard that, but I believe it. Good morning, Connie from Mississippi. How are you today? We are having a random Monday morning chat about food and plants. It goes everywhere. Anything goes. But I plan on making, if I can get to Tulsa, they have a Sprouts, and I know I can get some grass-fed butter. I'm not necessarily like organic, whatever. That doesn't bother me at all. But I do like primarily grass-fed things if I can do it, which my cattle, they do get some grain, but that just keeps them friendly. It's kind of a treat. So that then they see me every day walking up. They recognize me as their food, as their caregiver kind of thing. Keeps them friendly. But they do get grain. So they're not totally grass-fed, but they are mostly grass-fed. It's not like I'm fudging it. They're not getting full feed. I like how grass-fed tastes better myself. I grew up on deer meat. I wear t-shirts everywhere, guys. Yes, I trust cows, not scientists. I feel like I'm healthy because I eat. I guess you could call it. There's not been. I grew up on deer meat. We eat a lot of wild pig, and our animals are not treated with antibiotics. They do get some corn. Hey, that's me. Hopefully, my stinking hat will be here, and then you guys can make fun of me and my hat I ordered. But I played it. If you go to, it's like darned if you do, darned if you don't. If you go to a restaurant to eat anything, it's all been raised in like a factory setting. Factory chicken, pork, beef from feedlots. Yes. Accents. I don't know what that is, Connie. Now the hat chick thing. Y'all, don't make fun of me because I do not have very good depth perception, so I end up hitting my head on stuff. That's why I don't wear a lot of hats. But I want to cut my hair. I've got a lot of hair. And if that is a dehydrator. I leave it on top of this freezer because she used to not get up there, but now she does. And I think she's mostly just up there to aggravate me right now. Oh, awesome. Yes, deer meat is awesome. We live on it mostly. And my chickens keep running. She does have the TikTok cat tail, like the Felix the cat. Pluck. I would love to have one. Oh my gosh. Yeah. She's pretty happy up there, actually. Get onto her. She's a brat. I'm not going to get onto her being up there, though, because she's happy. She does kill mice. She does not get in the middle of my stove, and she does not try to get my milk whenever I bring it in the house. I could usually leave it sitting on the counter for about 20 minutes before I pour it so that the foam all goes down. And she leaves it alone. Oh, don't cut it. It's beautiful. Yeah, I did bother her up there. It is not out right here. It is still cloudy where I'm at. George is only about 15 minutes away from me? 20 minutes at most. So, but it's enough. Like, the weather will change. I'm south of I-40, and it's like that dividing line between how the storms settle. I do love my hair, and I like how long it is, but every several years, I usually cut it all off for 2 reasons. So then I got a nice healthy start, and I'm going to cut a foot off of it and donate it. That's what I do. I like it. I like doing that. Then it's not in my face. Oh, why didn't you tell me you lived in Colorado? I lived at Keensburg, which was like northeastern Colorado. About a 45-minute drive from the Pawnee Buttes. And I loved it. I would move back if they weren't so strict on a lot of that stuff. And if I had enough ground to feed my animals. It's pretty much why we moved back to Oklahoma, because grass is easier. But I loved Colorado. Yeah, that's fine. You have fun and be safe. Don't get in a wreck because we like our sarcastic Bruce around here. Yeah, up behind Keefton. It's where my whole family's pretty much from. Did you know Betty and Blue Humphrey by any chance, George? They had a dairy up until about 12 or 15 years ago. That is my great uncle, my great great uncle. That was my great grandpa's brother. I've donated once to Locks of Love, once to the Pantene Strong. Yeah, see, that's my family. My grandpa was, my great grandpa was John D, Blue's brother John D, and his son was John Gwynn. That's my grandpa. Yeah. It's a small world, I know, but I grew up fishing in his ponds and hunting rabbits all over, and yeah. I'm not gonna look because I know exactly what she knocked down. Okay, hang on, guys. She shattered it. It was an old lamp, and the glass jar that was on the ground back there, and the globe for it. I got a mess to clean up now. Yeah. She knocked down, I had an oil lamp sitting right here. She knocked it down, and it landed on a big, which I don't have another one, glass gallon jar that used to have maple syrup in it. We use them for all kinds of things. I was planning on turning it into a terrarium. And so she shattered the base of the oil lamp, the globe of the oil lamp, and the jar. So, yeah. It does stink, but if I lost power, it was handy. It didn't have any oil in it currently. And that's also why, I'll show you this, guys. I have an old Coleman lantern that's 50 years old in the middle of my table because she will leave it alone if it's right here. She's not normally that bad. I think she's just being a turd because she shattered what would be a terrarium. Because like this is fairly thin. I can understand this. But let me see if I can grab part of it. Here's the neck of the bottle. It is a big, thick. It's all right. It's partly my fault, I guess. I'll just get it cleaned up before the baby wakes up. He is asleep, I think. Let me, hold on, guys. Here. He's still asleep, Haston is. He's usually the life of the party here on Monday mornings, isn't he? He didn't feel good this morning, so he wanted to take a nap, and I wasn't going to argue with him. Yeah. I really wanted to say bad words, but I'm trying not to cuss so much. And, yeah. Yeah. It got hit with the little thin thing, and it shattered it. I would have wanted to use it for a terrarium, but like Wyatt has one he puts change in. And it holds a bunch of change. It'll be all right. I know where some more of them are. I've also got, which she did not break, a little pop bottle down there. That is not level on the bottom. I'm a junk finder, guys. Yes, there's little shards everywhere behind me right now. I don't like looking at it. It'll be okay. I'll sweep it up. But I like to go like old house places and things, which is where this came from. And I know there's some more back there. Yeah, I have 41 meat chickens. That's Pepsi for you. Yeah, the bottom's not level, but the bottle is tough. And I'm actually going to take, like, this is a new one. This one is, which, like, I'm pretty sure I drank this Coke. I love pop in a glass bottle. And I feel your struggle. What, with the cussing or with the cat? But I like to go house husband 80% of the time. My husband works, so I stay at home. I don't mind being at home, but there's lots of, like, where we live at was a community called Grits. And so there's all kinds of old house places that's just on our property. Like, I could take you to 3 different wells. And then we have where we can go onto a neighbor's property. They have like a dump. I guess there used to be houses back there. And that's where this big jar came from, was back there. Found all kinds of neat things. There's some really neat, and it's V-shaped, like like that kind of wire mesh. I want to get it and turn it into a trellis for like peas or beans. Anytime you want to turn this with those bad birds, will listen. I'm sure you will. I have great fans. Actually, here's a funny story. So, whenever we were putting the roof on Matt's shed that's over by the pasture, or by the pasture gate, Matt was cussing, and I didn't, like, I'm used to hearing it out of him, so I guess I didn't catch it to take the sound out and things. I thought it wasn't that bad. So Matt's brother watches my videos, and he was pointing out Matt's bad words and was laughing. And then YouTube actually bleeped his words out, like it garbled it. I don't know why. My videos don't say that they're made for children or anything like that. Oh, I know. Pilfering is fine because I'm a pilferer. I have the frame to one of those. Yes. I totally agree on that one. Normally she's not bad. She'll just sit up there and be fine. Or sit somewhere and be fine. Usually behind me. She likes laying on the freezers. But I do have things on the freezers, so she couldn't like flop over like she wanted to. But now she's hiding. I like pilfering. But you know, you go to like Harbor Freight, they have those what is it? Portable carport kits with the tarp and whatever. It's like metal pipes that fit together. Well, they had the frame part in the dumpster, and I had Matt throw me over into the dumpster so I could get it because I was wanting to make a greenhouse out of it. And I still might. I still have it because it's one of those things like it's here. I'm going to use it eventually. I just don't want to throw it out right now. But it could be a chicken tractor. Who knows? I got lots of ideas. Lots and lots of ideas. Also, why I have 2 big ends of a wire wheel spool. That is going to be a chicken tractor, I'm pretty sure. But you can also make them out of, like, I bought a bunch of extra cattle panels, and I might do that, though. Just bring them down onto a 2x4 frame and cover the top part with the tarp. Make sure I put good wire around the bottom of it. Be a cheap one, because I already got everything for it. Yeah. Cussing's not allowed on YouTube. Nope. That's okay. We've hit an hour, so I'm probably going to get off and bundle up and go try and paint the dresser anyway. And clean up this mess. I hope all of y'all have fun at work and whatever y'all do for a living. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I know Lori is a working mom. Lori at LG Homestead. Chris said he's a house husband. George has cows. It is pretty windy, but I'm going to paint the inside of it, the dresser, because it has to be sealed before I can put chicks in it. And I want to be able to build out the inside part of it first. I've got latex paint. I'm going to give it a really, really good with the cattle things. Yeah. It's not a wooden spool. So this one's big wire frame, and it's like it's big welded metal, and it's taller than I am. So we're going to cut it in half and make that into a draggable chicken tractor. We'll have to move it with the tractor or with the truck. Yeah. I understand. I don't go anywhere just because I don't have a job. Technically, I guess I have a job. I'm a mom. But I don't have a paying job. And so I don't like to spend a bunch of money if I can help it. When I go places, I spend money, and so I just stay at home. Me and Hasten play in the garden, and whatnot. I don't know. It's been a fun day. Fun morning already. Yes! I know Pete LaRue. Or I knew him. He actually got me my first quail. He gave me a bunch of eggs. He had them. His grandson's not much older than me. I don't know. I haven't checked my watch time hours in a while. I generally leave it alone. There's a car available. You could go shopping and have a blast. You probably honestly have really good watch time because I think people respond really well to you, Lori. It's just, I like your videos. I don't comment on them like I should because I usually have them on the TV. But I think people will resonate with your stuff really well. So I think you'll probably be monetized before I am. Because, I don't know. Because you have a good voice. And I'm random as all get out. But George is talking about someone that lived at Keefton. And Pete was a good person. He was one of my favorites. I worked at Orscheln's in Muskogee for like 5 years. And I saw him at least twice a week. And that's LG Homestead is Lori. Connie, LG Homestead, that's Lori. She actually lives in Oklahoma. And she's pretty nice. Yeah. I have a Roku stick or a Roku thing plugged into my TV. Yeah, see, there she is. LG Homestead. If I know your name, then I say it. If I don't remember your name, then I'll call you by your tag on here. Which I know the Rusty Pepper, your dog's name is Rusty. So I do know that. My brain just doesn't, I don't know. I have like short-term memory loss. Yeah, there you go. Connie watches your stuff too. I love my Roku on my TV. I wish I had an actual, which I actually do, but I lost the remote. So the universal remote you buy as replacement, it doesn't work for the Roku part. Yeah. See, we got fans everywhere, huh? I think part of the reason why my watch time is not going to be growing as fast is I usually don't get more than about 40 views of video. And I don't, so with the algorithm, I don't get a lot of traffic. I try hard. I try to make good content. And I do a whole lot of things. Yeah, there could be a lot that just watch that don't count. Like it doesn't pick it up on that. I can remember your dog's name. That's from being a vet tech for so long. I can remember animals. And I still see people that I knew, and I know what their animals are, but I can't remember what their names are. Is that sad? I want to do a maybe twice a month evening live, but I haven't decided on a day. So the reason why I picked 10 a.m. on Monday was to really get my feet wet, give me something to get used to being on a schedule with this right here, especially. And very rarely do I skip it. So I'm bad with names myself. Rusty's a boxer with a tail. See, I was pretty sure he was a boxer, but I couldn't remember exactly because he did have a tail. I do remember that. But I decided to do a weekly on Monday because it would get my feet wet, get me used to being in a live setting all the time on a schedule. So then if I want to do once a month in the evenings, then, there's once a month in the evenings that I can do it. Maybe not weekly, though. You can do once a month, twice a month, do like the first and third week of the month. Who knows? You'll figure it out. You'll get something going. I know. And I'll try my hardest to be in there. I do. All the people I subscribe to, I try really hard to watch all their things. He probably takes everything out with his tail, doesn't he? But yes, in 6 p.m. it's like the transition time. People are getting home and start winding down. They're going to sit down. 6 p.m. is great. It would work out really good. I know my work schedule whenever I worked I got off work at 5:30. So when I got home at 6 o'clock, I would usually turn the TV on for noise and start cooking. We will. I'm sure Lori will. Make sure you have the notification bell turned on, so then whenever they go live, it should send you a notice, and you'll be able to. They got whip tails. Yeah, I do the same thing. Usually if I have I just click a playlist and let them all go through. I try my hardest to watch as many as possible. But there's not very many that I do get to watch everything on, because some people really like them 30-minute videos, and that's a lot of video with the ads in it. It's like 45 minutes. Yeah, sometimes they do. Just know, generally, I have it scheduled at least one day in advance. Yesterday, I kind of dropped the ball and didn't schedule it till last night. Here you go. 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Connie. 6 p.m. Central Standard Time if she goes live. So just be on the lookout. StreamYard's great because it lets you schedule ahead of time too, I started using StreamYard because I like the platform it is. It's pretty good. And I can put it on my phone. I know Reaver. I've known her forever. Bobby and Avonda that live next door to her are my cousins. My grandpa was Leroy Hacker that passed away this past year. If you get in StreamYard, and it'll give you, you click on where your live button is and go all the way down to the bottom, it'll say it'll have a box you can check that says schedule for later. That's what I do. Yeah, StreamYard, I like using it because I can touch things, bring it up. People know what I'm talking about or who I'm talking to, and it's less confusing for me than trying to go live on the computer. Yeah, if you need any help, you can just shoot me a message and I'll I'll help you with what I can. It's a small world, George. Jeff Taylor, his wife Donna, is my cousin. That's Avonda's sister. That's my mom's cousins. All right, we'll see you in a minute, Lori. Yeah, I'm related to everybody on Brushy Mountain, y'all. Everybody. The Humphreys is my dad's family. Yes, you can, which I haven't figured out how to. I know I can click guests when I'm in this part, but I haven't done it yet. I'm worried people will be like, no, I don't want to be your guest, or they'll be busy. But if I did an evening live, it would work out great. Yeah. George knows my family, my whole family. I'm in Oklahoma, eastern Oklahoma. Is there anybody else you want to know if I know, George? I'm not related to the Harrises or the Milligans, but Avonda and Jeff Taylor's wife, Donna, they are, their mom was a hacker, so their mom was my grandpa's sister, his oldest sister. And then there was Frances and Carl Milligan. Frances is my aunt, and she married Carl Milligan. So I got a lot of, I'm related to everybody over there. So let's just leave it at that. I'm not related to Reaver, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Yes. If I hit guests, and then I can say invite a guest, and it'll give me a link. And I can put that link into the post a comment, and it will pull up, like somebody can click on it and be a guest. I think it's pretty awesome. It's this thing right here is super flexible, and it gives me a lot of options for what I can and can't. It really gives me a lot more options what I can do than going live on just on YouTube. It's in general, being that I'm not a monetized channel, I don't have 1,000 subscribers, so I can't just go live on YouTube. Even if I did have 1,000 subscribers, I think I would still use StreamYard. The only thing I have to figure out is possibly doing, if I do giveaways, how I'm going to do that. It'll be a little different. I'll probably have to take everyone's name down for my 400 subscriber giveaway. Write everyone's name down, have everyone comment, and then put it into like a, I don't know, like a wheel thing. Fling that sucker and see what we get. Yeah. So, an hour and 13 minutes and 41 to 3 seconds. It's a long live. Probably going to get off here. I'm going to go paint the inside of that. Yeah, everybody hit the thumbs up if you can. It helps me out. Helps get my stuff, get my content out there so everybody can see it. Not that I have to have a huge fan base, but I do enjoy talking to all of you guys. Back, sort of. Well, that's okay, Lori. My baby's waking up, so I got to clean this mess up. I will see you guys later. Let me get all this glass cleaned up before he runs in here. Thank you for all being in here, and I had fun, even though it was random, and it was cold outside, so I couldn't walk around outside and be a goober like I always am. Get 20 hours a month with StreamYard. That's pretty awesome. Bye. I'll see y'all all later. Oh, tune in tomorrow. I have a video coming out, and Thursday I should have another one that reveals what I went and picked up this weekend. Bye, guys. Y'all have a good day.